Hello, viewers. Here is Kwesinobo Studios, and I'm called Kwesinobo. As we always do, today we have a semi-final Champions League between Arsenal and PSG, and also there are many stories circulating in the various league transfer stories and a whole lot of stories which I'll be bringing to you guys. So just stay and watch as I'll be bringing you all these stories from the various teams. If you are supporting Manchester United, Arsenal, Barcelona, Real Madrid, I have interesting stories that I'll be bringing to you. So just stay and watch as I'll be bringing you these stories, and also I'll be going into the Champions League match between Arsenal and PSG. So stay tuned and watch as I bring you these stories. Today is the first semi-final leg between Arsenal and PSG, which will be played at the Emirates Sports Stadium. So we know that Arsenal is in good shape in the Champions League, and Paris Saint-Germain too is in a very good shape in the Champions League. So who will be coming out on top today? PSG is playing well. Arsenal is also playing well. But let's look at their head-to-head in this Champions League. So if you take Arsenal and PSG, they've met 4 times in Europe. The first one was a Cup Winners' Cup in 1994. It was played in Arsenal's home. Arsenal won by 1-0. The second time they met in Europe was in September 2016, a Champions League between PSG and Arsenal. It ended as a 1-1 draw. They met the third time in November 2016 in the Champions League. At Arsenal home, they drew by 2-2. And also, they met recently during the group stage of this season UEFA Champions League. At Arsenal home, Arsenal won by 2-0. So out of the 4 matches that Arsenal and PSG has met in the UEFA Champions League or in Europe, Arsenal has come top with 2 wins and 2 draws. So PSG has met Arsenal 4 times. They haven't gotten any win against Arsenal. They've played 4 matches. Arsenal has 2 wins, and also 2 ended as a draw. So that is favoring Arsenal here, because Arsenal has the advantage of scoring PSG wherever they meet them. If they don't score them, they are going to draw. So this puts Arsenal at a very good advantage as they are playing the first leg of the UEFA Champions League semi-finals. So let's look at Opta. Opta gave us some statistics about the winning probability of each team, and also if the match would end as a draw. So looking into Opta statistics, Arsenal has a 44.8% chance of winning today's semi-final first leg against PSG. They have a 44.8% chance of winning against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. PSG has a percentage of 29.4% chance of winning today's game. And also there's a probability of 25.8% that the match could end as a draw. Because they played 4 matches in Europe, Arsenal has 2 wins and 2 ended as a draw. So it's either Arsenal win or the match ends as a draw. So far, PSG has not gotten a win against Arsenal Football Club. And what makes Arsenal favorite for today's Champions League semi-final first leg? Already, they've met 4 times. Arsenal has won 2 and 2 ended as a draw. PSG has no win here. So this puts Arsenal at a very good advantage. But let's look at some factors which makes Arsenal more favorites in today's leg. Looking at Arsenal form in the Champions League this season at their home, they've been very fantastic. Looking at the team that has been performing well at their home grounds, Arsenal has been very spectacular. They have been very fantastic. They've played 5 home matches in this season UEFA Champions League, and Arsenal has given us a top-notch performance. They've played 5 home Champions League matches. They played against PSG in October. They won by 2-0. They played against Shakhtar Donetsk. They won by 1-0. in their home ground. Arsenal sat home against Monaco. They scored Monaco by 3-0. Arsenal also sat home and played against Dynamo Zagreb. They won by 3-0. Arsenal met Real Madrid at the quarterfinals. Just last quarterfinals that took place, Arsenal scored Real Madrid by 3-0. So looking at Arsenal, they are very good when it comes to their home ground. That's the Emirates Stadium. So if you're playing with Arsenal and you're coming to the Emirates Stadium, you should panic, because that place is a place where they are going to torture you. They are going to let you suffer. So the Emirates Stadium is not a place where you can joke, because that is the place where Arsenal plays very well and they perform very well. They give us a top-notch performance. In their 5 home games in this season UEFA Champions League, they've scored 11 goals in 5 matches and conceded just 1 goal. So it's not only about scoring you. Also, it's difficult to score them at their home grounds. Out of 5 matches, they've scored a possible 11 goals and conceded just a single goal. This tells you how Arsenal performs very well at their home ground. And also, with all these matches, they've able to keep 4 clean sheets. Out of the possible 5 matches, they've been able to keep 4 clean sheets at their home grounds. This shows how Arsenal is performing very well at the Emirates Sports Stadium. So today, PSG should prepare very well, because they've already met Arsenal during the group stages and Arsenal scored them by 2-0 at the Emirates. So if they don't fix their things well and prepare very well, me today I see Arsenal coming out on top, because at the Emirates Sports Stadium they are very good. They perform very well. Arteta and his boys, when it comes to playing home, they give their all. They perform very well. They organize themselves very well, and they make sure that they score you, and also make sure they don't concede. Whilst the attackers are doing their job, the defense is also making sure that they don't concede. The likes of Saliba, the life of Skelly, and the boys at the back, they are also making sure they protect the goals. You get David Raya in the goal post, who also gives excellent performance, making numerous saves and saving Arsenal here and there. So today's match, Arsenal has a home advantage, because out of 5 matches, they've won all the 5 matches, scored 11 goals and conceded just a single goal. So PSG has a lot of work to do today at the Emirates Sports Stadium. If they want to beat Arsenal, they have to give a top-notch performance in order to beat Arsenal at their stadium. Also, one thing that makes Arsenal favorite in today's semi-final first leg is their defense stability. Looking at Arsenal of late, they're able to organize their team very well, starting from the front to the midfield to the defense to the goalkeeper in the goalpost. They are well organized. If you look at the likes of Saliba, Timber, they've been doing the job very well, making sure that they protect the goal. The attackers are scoring. So PSG has a lot of work to beat Arsenal's defense, because this is a defense which is organized, which is stable. A very good goalkeeper in the shape of David Raya in the goalpost. So PSG has a lot of work to do today in order to beat Arsenal. PSG has a lot of work today in order to beat Arsenal, because this is a well-organized team with good defenders, with a good goalkeeper in the goalpost. So one thing that puts Arsenal at a very good advantage is their defensive ability, or their defensive stability. Also, when you look at the form of PSG, this season PSG has been struggling very well. When you look at their away matches in the Champions League, they've been struggling very well. And they've been having inconsistencies in their away matches, in 5 away matches prior to today's game against Arsenal Football Club. PSG has played 5 away matches prior to today's semi-final Champions League against Arsenal. Out of the 5 away games they've played in the Champions League this season, they've won just 1, they've drew 2 and lose 2, and they've scored 7 goals and conceded 9 goals. This shows how bad Arsenal performs when they are not playing at the Parc des Princes. So, looking at today's game, everything favors Arsenal. Arsenal has a very good form at their home. Looking at PSG away form, they've been having bad form away and also some inconsistencies when they are not playing at home. Out of 5 games, they've won just 1, they've lost 2, and they've drawn 2. They've scored 7 goals and conceded 9 goals. Meaning when they go away, the possibility of them conceding is very high. Playing 5 away matches and conceding 9 goals means that you are not performing well when you are not playing at home. Arsenal too, when they are playing home, they score a lot of goals. They are going to score. So this makes Arsenal very favorite today to win against Paris Saint-Germain. Because Paris Saint-Germain is not having a very good form when they are not playing at home. They concede inconsistencies. Out of 5 games, they've won just 1, they've drawn 2, and they've lost 2. They played against PSG. PSG played against Arsenal away. Arsenal scored them by 2-0. They played against Atletico Madrid away. That match ended as a 2-2 draw. They played against Dynamo Zagreb away. They managed to get that only win. They scored Dynamo Zagreb by 2-1. They played against Monaco away. That match ended as a 1-1 draw. Recently, in their quarter-final second leg against Aston Villa, they went away. They went to play Aston Villa away from their home, and Aston Villa scored them by 3-2. This tells you how bad the form of PSG is when they are not playing at home. So today, I see Arsenal to be the favorite. Everything is favoring Arsenal that Arsenal is going to win today's game. Looking at their home form, looking at their defensive stability, looking at PSG inconsistency when they are going away from home. Everything favors Arsenal that Arsenal is coming on top in today's game. That's what I expect Arsenal. Looking at the facts and everything, they are backing Arsenal head to head. Everything favors Arsenal that Arsenal is going to come out on top. So for me to predict today's game, I see Arsenal winning this match by 2 goals or more. Because in their home grounds, in the 5 games that Arsenal has played at home, out of the possible 5, 4 of them, they scored at least 2 goals. So today, I see Arsenal scoring to PSG by a margin of 2 goals or more. So we see how that will go today. Arsenal has Saka, who is back from injury. On any other day, when Saka is very fit, you expect Saka on the wings to give you the creativity, the cut-ins, the goals, everything Saka is going to give you. Declan Rice too got a very good game against Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. In both the first leg and the second leg, the first leg he managed to score 2 free kicks, which made the difference for Arsenal Football Club. In the second leg, he managed to defend very well, making some interceptions and clearances, helping his team to advance to the semi-final. Lewis Kelly too is a teenager who is also performing very well defensively, helping to make Arsenal defense very solid, not to concede many goals. So today, we can look at Saka, Rice, and Lewis Kelly. I know they're going to give us a very good game. They're going to help us now come out on top. Looking at PSG too, they have Ousmane Dembele, who is been in very good shape this season, helping PSG, scoring a lot of goals. They also have Achraf Hakimi, who also creates for the team and also add goals to the team. They have Nuno Mendes. These are players that we should watch out from PSG. They're going to help PSG come out on top too. But we know Arsenal is going to come out on top at the end of the day due to the statistics and facts that I gave already. Thomas Partey received a yellow card in the quarterfinal second leg against Real Madrid. So he's suspended and will not be taking part in today's match. And so Mikel Merino and Ben White too is not fit. But they were able to train ahead of today's semi-final Champions League clash with PSG. So we'll see how it will go, if they'll be able to make it into the squad to face PSG. And also, since Mikel Merino is not really fit, Mikel Arteta is hoping that he would make Leandro Trossard lead the attack for Arsenal Football Club. We know that Arsenal is a team this season, they are very good at set pieces. If you're playing against Arsenal and you don't take care from free kicks, from corner kicks, any set piece. If you don't take care, they will score you. To be honest, they will score you. They have very good players who can head the balls and score. Very good players who can just take the ball into the box and also score a lot of goals. So today, PSG should be very careful when it comes to set pieces, because you are playing against a team who this season they've scored a lot of goals from set pieces, from corners, free kicks, and a whole lot. So today, PSG should be very careful when it comes to set pieces. So let's move on to some stories circulating in the various camp of Real Madrid. In a few weeks, Carlo Ancelotti will step down because Brazil has negotiated a deal to sign Carlo Ancelotti from Real Madrid. He's not expected to finish the Club World Cup. So before the Club World Cup, they're going to sign him. So by June, Carlo Ancelotti will start working for the Brazil national team, who will be taking them to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This is a very good news for the Brazilians, because now they've been struggling in the Copa America, they've been struggling in the World Cup qualifications. So getting a very good coach like Carlo Ancelotti is going to help them ahead of the FIFA World Cup 2026. And I'm just wondering why they want to sack Carlo Ancelotti. He has given his all, won a lot of Champions League for Real Madrid. But Real Madrid is a football club who demands very more. Irrespective of what you do for the club, they always expect more from you each season. And looking at this season, things are not working out for Real Madrid, to be honest. Starting this season, we saw it, but we just said, oh, Madrid is Madrid, Madrid is Madrid. When it comes to Europe, Madrid can perform. But this season has exposed Madrid that Madrid is not performing very well. So they need to adjust things in the club. They need to try and get some players into the squad, and also try to move some players out and bring some new players in. Also, Martinelli has spoken ahead of their Champions League match against PSG. He said that they have a dream to win the UEFA Champions League. We all know that Arsenal have not been able to win the UEFA Champions League. In the times of Thierry Henry, they managed to go to the semi-final where they were eliminated. And now they've been back into the semi-final once again, and they are dreaming of winning the UEFA Champions League. That would be a very great achievement for Arsenal Football Club to win this season UEFA Champions League. They have whatever it takes this season to win the UEFA Champions League. When it comes to their team, they are well organized, defensively, attacking, they are scoring a lot of goals, they are defending very well. They have a very good coach in the shape of Mikel Arteta, who is giving the tactics very well and managing things very well. Pedri says he has a hope of winning this year's Ballon d'Or. We all know that last season, Rodri was able to win the Ballon d'Or. It's been a while we saw a midfielder won the Ballon d'Or, because Ronaldo and Messi has been dominating for a lot of time. Messi winning, Ronaldo winning, Messi winning, Ronaldo winning, until we got Modric and also Benzema winning the Ballon d'Or. Pedri says that Rodri has motivated him. That now if you're able to, as a midfielder, if you're able to control the ball, detect the tempo of the game, and add goals, you stand a chance of winning the Ballon d'Or. So he said he dreams of winning the Ballon d'Or, but now he's just focused on Barcelona winning the trophies ahead of them. And that would be a very great achievement if Pedri wins the Ballon d'Or, because a lot of people are mentioning Pedri's name in the Ballon d'Or rankings, that Pedri also stands favorite to win this season Ballon d'Or. Also last weekend, an slot team Liverpool managed to win the English Premier League. That was very interesting. That was very fantastic for the Liverpool fans out there, because Pep Guardiola has been hunting them for a lot of years. Pep Guardiola has been winning the Premier League on many occasions. Even Jurgen Klopp managed to get 97 points and still couldn't win the English Premier League. In Ancelot's first season, with just 87 points, he's able to win the Premier League. So we are very glad, we are very excited to see Liverpool win their 20th Premier League trophy. Manchester United was holding the record of the most Premier League trophy won in the English Premier League with 20 Premier League trophies. But just weekend Liverpool also got their 20th Premier League trophy. So now Liverpool has equaled Manchester United record of the most Premier League trophy won in the English Premier League, which is 20. That's a very good achievement. That's a great achievement for Liverpool Football Club. We congratulate them on such a great achievement on winning their 20th Premier League title. Okay, so let's move on to Arsenal Football Club and look at some transfer stories circulating in Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal too are pushing for a deal of Martin Zubimendi of Real Sociedad. Next season, Arteta wants to just add new spices to his team, new spices to his midfield, to the likes of Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. With the likes of Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and adding someone like Martin Zubimendi is going to be a very great combination. So Arsenal are pushing for a deal to sign Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi for a deal of £51 million. Looking at Nkunku's season at Chelsea, he's not had a very good season at Chelsea. He's been struggling very well this season at Chelsea. And Arsenal is hoping to also get Nkunku to join their team. Also, Bayern Munich is also competing to get Nkunku to add to their team. So you see how things will go from there. Also, Arsenal is also pushing for a deal to sign Jules Koundé of Barcelona to add to their defensive options. Next season, with Arsenal defensive stability assets now, they want to still sign a defender. Arsenal, why? Arsenal, why? Why Arsenal? With all your defensive tactics and all your defensive stability, they still want to add Jules Koundé to their team. So they are pushing for a deal to sign Barcelona's right back, Jules Koundé, for a deal of £55 million. So you see how things will go from there. So Chelsea also has an interest in Borussia Dortmund player Jamie Gittins, who they want to sign for a price of £50 million. And they are ready to offer him a contract of 6 to 7 million euros. Al Hilal still has an interest in Liverpool striker Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez has not able to get his form as he was in Benfica. So Liverpool says that if a deal from the Saudi Pro League, we know that Al Hilal, their top target in the Premier League is Darwin Núñez. So if Al Hilal is able to push forward with a price of £85 million or above, Liverpool Football Club is willing to accept this money and leave their player for Al Hilal. Brazil has negotiated a deal to sign Ancelotti from Real Madrid. Now, the possible replacement for Carlo Ancelotti is Bayer Leverkusen's coach, which is Xabi Alonso. So, in part of the deal to sign Xabi Alonso from Bayer Leverkusen, Real Madrid wants to add Arda Güler to the deal. Because now Arda Güler is not getting much playing time. So they want to just swap Arda Güler as part of the deal to sign Xabi Alonso from Bayer Leverkusen. Also, Arda Güler is also attracting interest from the English Premier League from teams like Manchester United. Real Madrid also wants to boost their defense next season. Because this season, Madrid that we used to know to have a very good defense, this season we've not seen that Real Madrid. So in the upcoming summer transfer window, they want to boost their defensive options by signing a very top target, a very top defender to add to their defensive options. So they are willing to sell Rodrigo. If a very good offer comes, if a very good deal comes, they are willing to accept and also leave Rodrigo to go and try to purchase a defender in the summer to boost their defensive options. Also, Barcelona wants to extend the contract of the Almighty, the best coach as at now, the fantastic coach, the coach that Barcelona team and fans hail him, which is Hansi Flick. Barcelona is willing to negotiate a contract with him. We all know that Hansi Flick, from his days at Bayern Munich, he doesn't just take a bulk contract. He just takes it bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit, 1 year, 2 years. So now Barcelona wants to extend Hansi Flick contract to 2027. this is a very good and positive news for FC Barcelona. Because looking at the job this man is doing for FC Barcelona, giving him a new contract or extending his contract for him is going to help FC Barcelona perform very well at the highest and top level that they are performing today. Now, Barca is just a topic out there because they're in very good shape, performing very well, winning the Copa del Rey last weekend. Look at a team where Xavi told the media, Xavi came out and spoke that this is not a team to compete for trophies. This coach just came with Barca struggling with financial difficulties. He just told the president, let me go for preseason and just assess the players. He went for preseason. He just analyzed the players. They even wanted to buy a left back. But after preseason, he was able to get the best out of the likes of Baldi and the rest. So a team who Xavi told us that this team cannot compete at the highest level. This team cannot win trophies. This team cannot compete for trophies. Hansi Flick just came to FC Barcelona with his tactical mind, with his experience, transformed a team who cannot compete for trophies. And now look at how Barcelona is performing very well in Europe and also the La Liga. Now they sit first in the La Liga table. Now Champions League, then their semi-final, hoping to go to the finals and clinch the trophy. Last weekend, in the Copa del Rey final, they scored Madrid by 3-2. A team of young players with not enough experienced players with very great mentality. We should give credit to Hansi Flick for such a great job this coach is doing for FC Barcelona. He deserves to be given the contract. That is a very good news to the FC Barcelona fans out there, because the coach has come and he has turned things around for FC Barcelona. The last time FC Barcelona won a treble was in 2015, where the likes of Messi, Neymar, Suarez, the MNS won the treble for FC Barcelona through Luis Enrique of PSG. Since then, Barcelona has never won a Champions League trophy from 2015. So 10 years now, FC Barcelona has not managed to go to the Champions League final. But a coach just came, a team struggling with financial crisis, a team who Xavi said they cannot compete for trophies. Suddenly he came and he just turned the team around. Mentality has given to the players. If you go to the Barcelona training camp, they've just drawn some trophies, treble trophies on the walls just to motivate the players. Look at a coach with a great mentality. He deserves to be given the contract, because this is a very great coach who has turned Barcelona around. Also, Barcelona has shown interest in Bayer Leverkusen Alex Grimaldo. Barca is pushing for a deal to sign Bayer Leverkusen's Alex Grimaldo, because Deco is a very big fan of this player. So Deco is doing everything to push for the deal. Let's look at the Ballon d'Or power rankings. Now we have a lot of players performing very well. The likes of Lamine Yamal, the likes of Rafinha, the likes of Ousmane Dembele, the likes of Pedri, the likes of Lewandowski. All these are players performing at the highest level, scoring a lot of goals, contributing a lot to their teams. So who is winning this season's Ballon d'Or? It is going to be very competitive because the players are performing very well. So looking at the Ballon d'Or power ranking, now Rafinha sits first. He is the favorite to win the Ballon d'Or as at now of the season. Pedri sits second. Now if you look at Pedri ball, with the passes, with the way he controls the tempo of the game, he dictates the tempo of the game, he just makes football very easy for the FC Barcelona players. Passes, able to handle the ball, control the ball, dictate the tempo of the game. A very fine player, a very fantastic player in the midfield of FC Barcelona. Lamine Yamal sits third. This boy has been very amazing. A 17-year-old boy. Look at the kind of ball this boy is playing. Lamine Yamal. The boy is very good. Looking at his age, now he beat all his teammates, all the players who are at his age level. He's beating them. Other Goulet and Hendrick and all those youngsters do not even come close to Lamine Yamal. He provided 2 assists at the biggest stage. You could see that this boy is performing very well. He's not shining in just the small matches, the small teams that he meets them. If you meet the likes of Real Madrid, he puts them on the level. A youngster of 17 years old meeting Real Madrid. If he doesn't score, he assists. Look at this weekend Copa del Rey final. A crucial two crucial assists. He gave 2 crucial assists to the team. He first gave the first one to Pedri, and the equalizer of Ferran Torres to he assisted that goal. Such a finest young player. He sits 3rd in the Ballon d'Or power ranking. Salah sits 4th, and Ousmane Dembele. So now these are the 5 players who are favorites competing for this season's Ballon d'Or award. So Rafinha sits 1st, Pedri sits 2nd, Lamine Yamal sits 3rd, Mohamed Salah sits 4th, and Ousmane Dembele sits 5th in the Ballon d'Or power ranking. Also, Barca has a UEFA Champions League match against Inter Milan, God willing, Wednesday. So we should watch out for that match, God willing, Wednesday, as Barca takes on Inter Milan, God willing, on Wednesday. I'll end here, viewers. Don't forget to like, watch, and also subscribe to my channel, as I'll be bringing you more football stories and more football updates from the various leagues and from the various teams.